When a normal family gets a little bit of extra time and money, they usually head to the mall and go shopping. But not us. In the fashion of true travel junkies, we took our extra time and money and started planning our next adventure. We needed someplace close, cheap, kid-friendly, and warm. We needed Belize. Cue the Belizean music, please. As the only English-speaking nation in Central America, it had everything we wanted for a 4-day getaway with a $400 budget. It would be tight, but I was confident we could pull it off. I got on my favorite app, Airbnb, and found a hotel for just $40 a night in the town of San Ignacio, located in the country's interior. We snatched up our passports, locked up the house, and off to the airport we went. Traveling with children is an art. We always arrive at the airport 3 hours early. This gives us time to move at a slower pace and for unexpected incidences. My children love the airplane. They associate it with two things they're not allowed to do at home: chew gum and drink soda. No matter where we're going or the length of the flight, these two privileges make it all worthwhile in their eyes. We always pack light, one carry-on bag per person. We're travelers, not tourists. The kids even help pack their own bags. You pack it, you carry it. That's the rule. Too many bags and things are a distraction and a hassle. Before we board, we encourage them to get out their wiggles. We always board last. Whenever possible, we let the kids lead the way. They show their own passports and tickets, and then they find our seats. We woke up pretty early for our journey, so I was hoping we could get some sleep on the 3.5-hour flight. Once we found and settled into our seats, Dude made friends with the people behind us. Most of the passengers were on their way to a destination wedding on one of the Belizean islands. There was a happy buzz of love in the air. While Apple Papa and Zane played games, Dude finally chilled out, and I read up on what to do in Belize. One of the things that attracted me to Belize was that it was so kid-friendly and offered great history on the Mayan civilizations. Hopefully we get to pyramids in the zoo, but first, that nap. Shortly after landing, we deplaned, passed through immigration, and got our passport stamped. We were officially in Belize. The airport in Belize City was simple and smooth. The next part of my plan was taking a taxi to the bus station, where we take a bus to San Ignacio. Alpha Papa failed to ask transportation details, and I accidentally failed to mention the 2.5-hour bus ride. Needless to say, no one was excited about the impending bus ride. "Let's just hire a taxi to take us," my husband suggested. The quote we received for that private drive was $140 US. The bus ride, on the other hand, was a grand total of $10. You know where we ended up, right? The bus ride was a no-brainer. Please, let me warn all fellow travelers, the handwritten bus schedule in Belize can only be understood by Belizeans. No point in even trying to get it. I suggest you find a friendly employee to point you in the right direction. Our wait was less than 40 minutes and gave us enough time for a bathroom break and a quick bite to eat. We decided on Belizean meat pies and bean burritos, all delicious and $1 each. We boarded our bus while the driver and his assistant poured water into the radiator. We limited the kids' drinks because we knew we wouldn't have bathroom breaks, as this was an old school bus, not a charter bus with a toilet. School buses are extremely important in many developing countries. They are exported from the U.S., pimped out, and used to move people across cities and nations all over the world. Belize was no different in this aspect. I usually love traveling by bus because you get to experience the life of a local during your travels. The ride was actually very comfortable and, in my opinion, safer and more reliable than a private driver. Before our arrival, I was warned that Belize was not the best place to rent a car due to high prices and lower quality rentals, so the bus was the best option. As we began our journey towards San Ignacio, our bus ride gave me the chance to see a little more of Belize City. According to what I'd read, this former capital was devastated by hurricanes in the 1960s, causing the government to move the capital 54 miles inland to the city of Belmopan. Nowadays, most tourists bypass Belize City due to its bad reputation for crime and poverty. In recent years, the government has gone to great lengths to clean up this country's only urban area and make tourists feel more comfortable. As you can see, it's still a little grimy, but I guess things are moving in the right direction.
Heavenly, Belize, heavenly, heavenly, all the wondrous places, all the things you never see in the land of the free. Heavenly, heavenly,
Belize has three main highways: the Northern Highway, Western Highway, and Hummingbird Highway. We were heading west toward the Guatemalan border on the Western Highway. San Ignacio is only 8 miles from the Guatemalan border in the Cayo district. The other passengers told us we would make a quick stop in Belmopan to pick up and drop off more passengers. They explained to me that the bus would drop us off at the town square and that our hotel would be about 3 blocks away. Everyone agreed that San Ignacio was a good choice for our family, with lots to do and see in the surrounding area.
Let me take you away to somewhere you will not believe. Oh, to heavenly, believe.
Belize is very natural, and in that untouched appeal is where you find its charm. Right away, I was able to make a connection to the jungle gem I'd read about and the place in which I found myself. Dirt roads outnumbered paved roads. The tropical jungle lurked behind every building and structure, as if residents had to beat it back daily in order to avoid a complete takeover. Everyone is extremely laid back and peaceful. Although tourism is important for Belize, it hasn't turned into the typical bells and whistles that you'll find in many tourist destinations. Other backpackers came on and off the bus, happy to share tips with us. Most were excited to see us traveling with children. We, on the other hand, were happy to see the retired people backpacking like 20-somethings. Alpha Papa, my dear, it looks like we'll be doing this till the end. My initial research on Belize was full of pleasant surprises. As the only English-speaking country in Central America, it is also the region's youngest nation. Formerly known as British Honduras, it finally gained its independence from Great Britain in 1981. Not only is this country young, it is also tiny. Only 9,000 square miles with a population of 334,000. You can also drive along it in a matter of hours. The country is insanely diverse. Originally populated by the infamous Mayan civilization, here you will find more Mayan pyramids and temples than you can cover in one visit. Not only are the Mayan structures still here, but so are the people, their languages, and their culture. The Mayans are currently 11% of the Belizean population. The largest ethnic group is Mestizo. Mestizos are people of mixed indigenous, in this case Mayan, and Spanish descent, making up 34% of the population. Even though Belize's official language is English, Spanish is spoken by more than half the population. Belizean Creoles make up 25% of the population. Racially mixed, they speak English with a Caribbean accent. Descendants of British loggers and Africans, they are found mostly on the Caribbean coast and in central Belize. My favorite group are the Garifuna, who populate southeastern Belize and Honduras to the south. The Garifuna are descendants of badass Africans who revolted on the island of St. Vincent after being stolen from their homeland. Placed on ships in yet another attempt to enslave them, this time in Central America, they overthrew those ships, wrecking them on the coast and settling as free men. Till this day, they still have their unique culture and language that is even recognized by the United Nations. Here is a sample of Garifuna music. I suggest you all research these amazing people. You didn't learn about them in your history class. Last but not least, I can't forget the Mennonites, with their blonde hair, women in bonnets, men in overalls and straw hats, all packed in a horse-drawn wagon. I thought it was my imagination. These devout pacifists reject most political ideologies and technology. Their ancestry dates back to the Netherlands, crossing through Russia, Canada, Mexico, all in an attempt to find a place that respects their non-tax-paying independent ways. Belize seems to be that place. Belize has been good to them, and they have been good to Belize. Currently, their farms supply most of the country's dairy products, and their furniture making is a specialty highly regarded by all. On our bus ride, I'm pretty sure we saw and heard representatives from each of these groups. This is one of the reasons I love traveling authentically. After almost 3 hours, a bunch of selfies, ussies, and a few seat changes, we arrived in San Ignacio. We asked locals how to get to Hotel Tia Maria, and they pointed us in the right direction. It wasn't until we found the hotel that I found out Alpha, Papa, and Zane had been betting as to whether Mommy found a nice or a terrible place to stay. They should know by now not to bet against me. Hotel Tia Maria was just lovely. Minutes after arriving, we were greeted by Esmalda, my email contact, and we were shown to our room. This is Hotel Tia Maria. Have a microwave and a cooking area here. Place to dine, hammocks. As my 3 guys settled in, so happy to finally have a hotel with a TV, I decided to go out for food. I fed the whole family for $20 at Seneda's Belizean Food. I also made sure to ask for the best breakfast spot for the morning.